Brian. Thank you for popping in. I'll get started in a couple minutes here as usual. Good lord. Sorry, I logged in with Momo to get started, or to get prepared, and I'm in Gridania, and it's just a sea of players. Let me get my bean over to Bent Branch. Wait, no. Oh, I'm so dumb. I just realized I forgot to turn on a couple different things. Let's just take care of that. There we go, that's more like it. I'll have to rain check the in-game visit. The launcher doing some buggy stuff, and I have not the brain to deal with it. I am here, though. I always appreciate your presence, Brian. The game can be fucky-wucky at times, and it is nobody's fault. Except for maybe Squeenix. I will turn on the game proper in about 2-ish minutes. And Brian, you'll have to let me know how the audio balance is. I turned up the game a little bit. I suppose we might as well get going proper. Welcome back to Momo's Adventure. I got distracted in the last stream, so I ended it early, but let's see if we can get some proper progress done today. Let's start with getting levs. Gontrat is responsible for assigning guild levs at the Carline Canopy and is offering to give you an introduction to the world of guild love quests. Mother Mione has told me much of your endeavors, Momo. Have you considered attempting one of the guild levs available here at the Adventurers Guild? Guild levs are the means by which we document requests for assistance from the citizenry, prior to assigning them to adventurers possessed of the necessary skills. From battlecraft levs that require the extermination of monsters, to tradecraft levs that ask for the creation of goods, the tasks we term love quests are many and varied in their nature. Yes, low leveling quest rating I follow. I'm glad. No, I am glad, because I feel like this can be a little bit boring sometimes. So I'm glad to hear it's not too dull. Actually, give me just a sec. I just realized this can be a little edited, because it's a little big. Because Brian is the kindest Brian. And has a habit of... And your name is on here multiple times because you have a habit of throwing money in my face. Which I'm grateful for. There we go, that's a little bit better. Okay. The tasks we term love quests are many and varied in their nature. Something I enjoy listening, being a part of, just not actually doing it slow because of ADHD. You know what, that's legit. This game just sometimes is a hyper-focus for me, so it's okay. Should your interest be piqued, I suggest you make your way to Bentbranch Meadows and speak with Tierney. She'll be happy to set your feet on the path to completing your first love quest. And we are going to go teleport to Bentbranch, because I have main story stuff there anyway. Okay. Yeah, let's go accept this love quest thing, and then we can do the main story. Listen, opulence and gifts is part of my love language. It's appreciated, Brian. Greetings, adventurer. My name is Tierney, and I am in charge of assisting local love quests here at Bentbranch Meadows. Gontrak convinced you to seek me out, did he? Then I shall assume that you have a basic understanding of what accepting a guild love may entail. But first things first, I must be certain that your skills are a match for your enthusiasm. The Adventurers Guild would not approve of me sending a fledgling hero to her death or dishonor for want of requisite capabilities. Take a moment to peruse the task outlined in this guild love. Do you believe yourself up to the challenge? Guild loves are so much fun, and it's a really good way to level. Too close to home. A pack of anoles has been spotted near Bentbranch Meadows, far from their usual hunting grounds on Naked Rock. The local chocobo keeps are worried that it is only a matter of time before the hungry scalekins stray too close to the stables and endanger their birds. To prevent the worst, the wood whalers are seeking volunteers to find and cull the creatures. I'm glad to hear it. Pray be aware, however, that anoles are wont to flee to their broodmates when they sense they are overmatched. You would be wise to prevent such a reunion, lest the battle be drawn out past your limits of endurance. So yeah, once we get to like a quarter HP left, the beastie will run away, and then we gotta run after him and kill him, because if we let him go, he will spawn more beasties. Before I do that, though, let's do this main story thing with Keitha. You must be the venturer Mione sent word about. I'm Keitha, head wrangler around these parts. I've heard many more things about you. Good things, lest you worry. When the elder Seedseer bade us welcome venturers, 'tis fair to say we had our doubts, till hard-working folk like yourselves set about proving us wrong, that is. Consider me a convert. Any road, you've a mind to help us out at the ranch, have you? Good. We could always do with a hand or two to keep the place running smoothly. As a matter of fact, I've a task right here that wants doing. Let me know when you're ready to get busy. Oh, and you come highly recommended, so don't go letting no one down, huh? Let's see. Yeah. Some trousers would be good. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoy this first part of the game, because if you take it slow and you actually talk to all the NPCs and everything, you get such a solid understanding of places that you're working. And depending on where you start the game, your experience is different. Like, a new player in Limsa is going to have a different experience. A new player in Ul'dah. I really like this game. I find it really charming and beginner-friendly. You shall not trespass. Keitha, the head wrangler at Bentbranch Meadows, appears most distraught. See if there's anything you can do. 7 hells! Some bastard Kikern has gone and broken one of me chocobo eggs. The filthy little thief was busy looting the barn when the guards startled it, prompted the damn thing to drop the egg it was clutching and run. Some of the lads gave chase, bless 'em, but when 3 more of the vermin appeared, me lot had no choice but to turn back. Something has to be done with those Kikurin. Would you mind heading over to the matron's leith and having a word with a soldier named Rosaline for me? The ratmen nest in her neck of the woods, see? She'll know what to do. Yeah, one of the chocobo eggies. Oh, there's another mission here. Yeah, the poor baby. Kukuvachi. An old Don merchant by the name of Kukuvachi seeks an adventurer to make some inquiries on his behalf. Not a material girl. You there, adventurer. Yes, you will suffice. I have a job I need performed, and I'm willing to pay the going rate. A trifling task, really. I simply need you to ask the locals here at Bent Branch Meadows what the head wrangler covets most in all the world. This is a private matter, lest you doubt, so be sure to inquire discreetly. And please, for the love of Null, do not reveal that you are in my employ. In fact, it would be best if my name wasn't mentioned at all. That's because he's a greedy bastard that wants to buy a chocobo, and this dude is like, you wouldn't treat it well. You don't get one of our babies. Which, valid. How do you say your name, babe? Ethel Thirith. Hey, badass, thank you for popping in. I hope you're having a good night. I am, I'm starting in 2025. I'm going to try to be streaming 3 days a week. I want to do Final Fantasy games, whether it's 14 or another Final Fantasy or RPG on Fridays. I'm going to do something random that I enjoy on Sundays. And we're going to have Wacky Wednesdays with the guys on Wednesdays. So we'll see how this goes. What does Keitha covet most? Why would you wish to know so? Wait a minute, that old Don merchant put you up to this, didn't he? He's wasting his time with that approach. If the man is serious about owning a chocobo, he would be better served by convincing Keitha of his intent to provide the bird with the proper care and attention. It's merchants like that give Lalafels a bad name. Boop. Leo Dare. Well, it's appropriate. Thank you, Brian. Let's see. Doop-de-doo. Bye to the regular, and hello to the Kel. I'm gonna have to draw a version of this for Momo. I really am. Keitha? The only thing Keitha wants is for her birds to be happy. If she cares for anything besides the well-being of chocobos, then I've not heard of it. Bernard. What's that about Miss Keitha? Doing that peddler's dirty work, are you? If that half-wit thinks some shiny trinket will move her heart, then he's dafter than he looks. Any fool can see Miss Keitha is only interested in her birds. Tell Kukuvachi from me that if he persists in harassing the head wrangler, the wood whalers will remove him from the Bent Branch Meadows for disturbing the peace. Got that? That's completely valid. You don't try to bribe somebody like this. Well, it's my exam time, so I haven't been able to join here. That's fair. I hope exams go quickly and well, and I hope you are taking care of yourself as much as possible. Acer! Hi! Thank you for popping in. Well, do you plan to keep me in suspense? I must have a chocobo for my very... What's this? They told you nothing of her material desires? Ugh, the stubbornness of these Gridanians is infuriating, and I should have known better than to hire a buffoon for such delicate work. Eat my entire ass, dude. To think of the amount of gil I have wasted on this fruitless venture. Oh, cease your mewling. I promise you a reward, and a reward you shall have. Now leave me to my misfortune. People like you give Lalafels a bad name. You should be ashamed of yourself. How's my favorite Spud? My little bean is doing okay. Oh, I actually, I went into the editor, and because, look, she's taller now. I didn't change much about her. I just made her the tallest Lady Lala she can be. Because it's funny. Give me a sec. Boop. There we go. Potato growth! Yeah, because I had drawn that doodle the other day of Kel, of the two of them together, and I made Momo taller because of that. I thought that was funny. And then I was like, I gotta fix that in game so she's actually taller than Keldred. Because Keldred is the tiniest possible female Lola, and now Momo's the tallest. So it's a difference of maybe 2 inches. Extending fences. Lucula at Bent Branch Meadows wishes you to procure fence building materials from dire mites. Greetings, madam. You have the distinct air of an adventurer. Might I trouble you for some assistance? In recent days, a heartless cat has been sneaking into the ranch to scare our chocobos. The poor birds are in such a state of constant unease, wondering when the next fright will come. It is my hope that extending the fencing will help keep the intruder out. To that end, could I ask you to procure some strands of dynamite web? They make for a surprisingly sturdy construction material. You should be able to obtain the web from dynamites themselves. There are usually a few to be found roaming the lands around the ranch. 6 strands should be sufficient. And while I'm at it, there's, other stuff to do, including the Lev quest over here. So, I like doing a lot of stuff at once, so then I can turn everything in at once. Let's talk, and I want to do some story stuff alongside other stuff, so. Hello! I hope you understand the risks involved with climbing the Matron's Leaf. Even should you survive a fall, the beast below will be quick to take notice. An adventurer like you should have no illusion about what would happen next. So a leaf, if I'm remembering correctly, it's something to do with spinning, I believe. And this is named that because it's a tall, single, vine thingo. You're here on Keitha's behalf? I see. Broke one of her eggs, you say? And there were 4 of the creatures? The Kikern are a nuisance at the best of times, but we must now add trespass and chocobo murder to their list of transgressions. They have forced our hand. Our retribution must needs be swift and decisive. And who better than you to deliver it, adventurer? Find the lair to the west of here and make an example of exactly 4 Kikern scramblers. We can send no clearer message. And now I have 3 sets of beasties to murder. I'm gonna start with the small quests. Oh, speaking of which, I gotta eat some food, get up my XP. Lala with a knife, or Lala with a spear, what will she do? Y'all shall have to let me know, how the audio balance is. It's funny because we're getting dynamite webbing, and when crafting items in this game, a lot of items you are able to harvest as a miner or as a botanist, but some items that are required for crafting, you have to kill beasties to get, and dynamite web is one of them. Miss Lala with a good spear. And where is... There we go. There's a couple more over here. It's time for murder. should really do continue filling this stuff out. It looks like I've only got a few more beasties to kill before I finish this hunting log, or the first part of it. While I'm right here, let's do this lev. So levs, as mentioned, they are quests that you go on. They have a time limit, and you have to do a certain set of stuff, and once you're done, you turn them in. A pack of anoles has been spotted near Bent Branch Meadows. Or never mind, I already read that. So let's go ahead and kill a beastie. I've been enjoying just going zone by zone and doing everything, even if it's just one quest left. I miss the game. It's gorgeous. I don't mind running around. I would agree. Oh, so that wasn't very clear, but so different types of lev quests have what is basically a tarot card associated with it, and it tells you what kind of quest it is. Like a quest, like there's battlecraft quests where you have to escort a friendly to someplace safe, and there's other ones where you have to murder beasties like this, and still others where you have to protect stuff like items from attacking beasties. And they all have different cards associated with them, so it's kind of neat. You don't get to run from me, you bitch. Alright, and let's go do the story one. Yeah, being able to do stuff like that in this game, like complete areas, and it's just very satisfying. You guys killed baby chocobos. Therefore, you get to die. Keykerns are like little rat dudes, and which is kind of a shame because they're wicked cute. And they're not always enemies. Sometimes they're friendlies. But they are often enemies. And there's a set of Keykurn later in the game that are well known for eating humans. Or not humans, eating, you know, the other races of this game. Like, there's always jokes about how people, like, different types of beasties eat lalas. But Keykurns will eat Rogadins, Humes... Wait, Hures is what they're called in this. And, like, other sentient beings. So... But typically, they tend to be not much of a threat. Because they really like eggies. The deed is done? Good. A grim task, but a necessary one. You've shown them the folly of inciting the wrath of those who consort with adventurers. Perhaps now the Keykurn will think twice before giving in to their larcenous proclivities. And... Rosalind needs an adventurer to destroy diorite eggs. Look, but won't touch. Your willingness to assist the residents of the Tweleswood is commendable. If you have a moment, mayhap you can assist me with a delicate matter? My duties as a woodwhaler include inspecting the matron's leaf for signs of damage or decay. It's never been a difficult task until the other day when I discovered several clutches of diorite eggs. I've no problem slaying the beasts when full grown, but the mere sight of their eggs sicken me. Spare me this disgusting task and destroy the eggs. Morrowind flashbacks? That's fair. And I might as well accept this new main story quest. Don't look down. Elsha Job, a woodwhaler at the Matron's Leaf, is looking for a sure-footed adventurer to pluck blue trumpets from the root of the nearby Heavens Pillar. Ho there, adventurer! You seem light on your feet. Fancy a quick skip along the root of the Heavens Pillar here? I need someone to pick off a blue trumpet or two. I know what you're thinking. It's not more than a mushroom, so why the commotion? I'll tell you why. You allow that fungal menace to multiply, and within a moon they'll be covering the whole damn route and rotting the wood clean through. Just watch your step when you're up there, though. The dynamites on the ground won't waste any time in adding insult to falling injuries. Once you're done, head up to the top of the route and report to Theodore. He'll be glad to hear someone's taking care of one of his most dreaded chores. Also, there's going to be an ad in about 4 minutes on my side of things. And unfortunately, I guess I must, it won't let me, snooze it. So, sorry about that. But let's go ahead and get rid of this stuff. Whoop. I'm very small and it is very tall. I'm on! Hi, Ma! I can walk on air! Let's see. There we go. Here's some of the eggs. So Dynamites are the scorpion beasties. You know, like this. He's like 6 times my size. And this is called a dwarf Dynamite. I take offense to that. Let's see. I guess the other... Oh, here's one of them. Oops. Whoop. Okay, yes, there is one down here. Isn't this is what happens when ticks rise us? You are mean and gross. No worries. I just also have like 2 brain cells left after today. It's been quite a day at work. And I work tomorrow, but that's okay. With it, I could always rely on a kind soul to handle such tasks. My training prepared me to face beasts in combat, and not once have I shirked that duty. But to lay hands upon those sticky, slimy eggs is just... Well, clearly you have no problems doing so. Thank you for your help, adventurer. You know what? This person is valid. Now I gotta figure out where that last thingamajiggy is. Unless it's on this side of things and I just missed it. Is it perhaps in... Oh, yep, it is in one of these weird little things. There we go. I'm gonna turn in these other quests before I go up there, because that's gonna start a bunch... while I'm here, I guess. Because that... Have you seen Land Before Time 2? Because that... The Egg Song... It has been a long time. I've seen almost all of the Land Before Time movies, but it has been a long-ass time. Oh, you've cleared the route of blue trumpets? Wonderful. To be quite honest, I have this teeny tiny problem with heights. Ugh. No, this is not my ideal posting, but we all do what we must. Keeping the route passable is an important job, you see. It's one of the few ways folks can traverse the central shrouds since the calamity all but split the area in twain. It is not perhaps the easiest path to walk, but there are those who believe the will of the matron herself caused this tendril of the heavens flow to remain thus suspended, that it might serve the forest people. I'm rather fond of the notion myself. Why does your spear look like you killed a Garuda? It does have those feathers. In the grim darkness of the forest, Theodore is looking for an adventurer to deliver a message. It is, regrettably, my duty to stand watch over the road from here to Bent Branch Meadows. The ranch has become a veritable institution of Gridania, so any threats to its continued operation are taken quite seriously by the wood whalers. Which reminds me, mayhap it was my imagination, but I believe I caught a glimpse of some shadowy fellow not too long ago. Would you mind passing a word to Rosalind down below? I've gone myself, but, well, it's hard enough marshalling the courage to walk the route for my shift. Valid. I don't like heights. By the way, y'all, if the ad has not already started for you... That timing, though! The ad has started. Sorry, my dears. I'm going to continue playing. I'm sorry, there's no good way for me to stall during the thingo. A shadowy fellow? Now that you mention it, I may have seen something. I dismissed it as a trick of the light before, but I thought I saw a shadow in the forest to the north. Still, I suspect it's nothing more than a Kikern thief on the run. If you must sate your curiosity, by all means investigate. Should you actually find something of note, I would very much like to see it. And I'm gonna actually go turn these in at Bent Branch before I do that. Of course, I gotta find a way. I'm gonna have to go around to get back into the town. Unless, can I maybe jump up here? Yeah, maybe? Yeah! Oh. I'm sorry for anyone who had to see the ads. Ah, you have returned. Tell me, were you able to procure the dynamite web I requested? Yes. Little time has elapsed since the strand was spun, and so the web remains extremely sticky. Oh. That's very sweet of you, Acer. Yes, these will do nicely. These are perfect for binding posts together. Were I still in Ishgard, I would never have entertained the notion of using such a bizarre material in this manner. Oh, did I not mention I was from Ishgard? Aye, well, Gridania is, in actual fact, my second home. My native land was once famous for its chocobo stables. No man in Eorzea could speak of the creatures without his thoughts turning naturally to Ishgard. Sadly, however, that time has passed. I left my homeland to accept employment here at the ranch, instructing others in the methods of chocobo husbandry. Yet I have found it is often I who am the recipient of others' instruction, and on a great many matters. Truly, one can never know what life may hold in store. I've already got good earrings. Chocobo, is this a snack? Yes. I am a potato. Okay, so that is... Okay, yeah, let's go turn in this other one. Boop. Thanks so much for putting up with the ads. I'm sorry about that. Having a one long ad is, I think, a little better than having multiple little ones. Because Twitch is going to run them no matter what I do. I mean, giant birds are scary, yo. See, that's why I can't wait to get my chocobo and show them to you, because the little... in my head, I call because, you know, every race has different size chocobos. The Rogadins and male Aura have giant chocobos because they're big races. And sort of, I think, the Hrothgar. Then there's the standard sizes, which are ridden by most of the races. And Lalas get these itty-bitty little chocobos, who I call Cornish hens in my head. Because they're tiny. They're so cute. Your first foray into the world of LoveQuest appears to have been a success. And here's the reward for your efforts. Yeah. Now this little trial is behind us, I have no further qualms about assigning you tasks around Bent Branch Meadows. There are love quests aplenty for the hard-working adventurers such as yourself, and a great deal of fame and fortune to be won in their doing. Chicobos. You are absolutely correct. Chicobos is so good. Simply the Hest. Oh, I don't want to deal with the guild Hests. They're kind of irritating, and they're also kind of outdated. So guild Hests are like the precursor to dungeons, and they were in the original game, or in in early A Realm Reborn, as a way of sort of getting you accustomed to doing things with other people. And they're a decent way to get experience early on, but they're I don't really like them. They're kind of outdated and a little bit boring. It's funny, like with WoW, there's a bunch of mount options. FF has others, but Chocobos are the classic. There's always, there's always got to be Chocobos in Final Fantasy games. I'm waiting for the Chocobo anime. That would be cute. Worn leather bag. Also, look at... What is... Oh, this is a fire! This is to show that the dude was just here. Because this was to search for signs of the shadowy figure. So that bag plus... Did I ask you? Scared cloud noises. Ever play FF Tactics? There are red chocobos that can summon meteors. No, but Acer, there is a red chocobo in this game that is infamous because it's difficult to explain, but there is an sort of high level thing you can do with a bunch of other people. I forget the name of it. You unlock it after Baja. It is basically you go to this giant battlefield that is being fought over by Rebellion and the Garlean forces, and it's basically just this giant zone where you fight fates, you fight other beasties, you cooperate with others to do shit. It is not it's not a dungeon, it's just this giant collective space. And it is actually really difficult to do, even if you're with a group. And there was an infamous red chocobo. Because it was part of a fate this section of the game's version of a fate. And it was basically a boss enemy, and it killed a shit ton of players. Honestly, Warcraft skipped the bill with mounts and cosmetics now. Nothing is sacred and things are released too quickly. That's such a bummer. I love our wee potato fighting giant arthropods that could kill her in a pinch. It's true. That's part of why I love being a Lala. I just love dealing... The size difference between her and everything else makes things 100% better. Have you found something? A tattered leather satchel you found lying near the gutted campfire. Remnants of a campfire in a forgotten bag. This could belong to any adventurer or traveler. And inside we have a chocobo grooming brush and roseling oil. But wait, why would a traveler make camp here when it would be far safer to beg the hospitality of Bent Branch Meadows? Bugger me, I think this belongs to that stranger said to be meddling with the chocobos. Thank you, adventurer. We've been lax in our duties, but no longer. I swear we will find this shadow. Yeah! I'm going up. Rosaline would like you to warn other sentries of the stranger's activities. We cannot allow other sentries to dismiss similar sightings. They must know what we've learned. To that end, I prepared this letter containing everything we know about this mysterious stranger. I need you to show this to my comrades throughout the Shroud. Once each sentry has committed the details to memory, have them write their name at the bottom for confirmation. Start with Elmore at the Bannock, then find Bernard at the eastern gates of Bent Branch Meadows. They ought to relay the information to the others. Finally, make sure Aelgar Interesting names. Aelgar sees the letter. He stands watch within the stables, so if this stranger's aim is to harm the chocobos, Aelgar may have to personally put an end to it. Man, imagine having to deal with chocobo pin feathers and preening, helping an ornery one with their head pins. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, there's a reason. I'm pretty sure that that's part of why, the stables are so heavily protected. There's a lot of work that goes into raising these burbs. Now let's see, we are in Central Shroud. Sorry, I'm taking a quick look. Okay, so... the reason I paused there is because I do want to continue working on my thingo as I'm here. And by thingo, I mean the hunting log. I want to ride one of those mites. It does look kind of fun. And I bet they could jump pretty high. I kind of hate the Yarzon because they're just daddy longlegs but mean. But part of me also thinks it would be very funny to have one of them as a mount. Oh, oh, that's what I was trying to do. Sorry, I got distracted. I had to cross the river to get to the Bannock. Once again, Morrowind. Valid. Fast travel in that is giant silt striders, these huge spiders with long legs. You know, I think I've seen playthroughs of that where people have messed with those little guys. So fun fact, when this game, when I first started playing this game, when you use sprint, it used to use up what was called TP, which I think was like tactical points or something. It was the same thing, the same currency, so to speak, just like MP, that was used by physical fighters when doing attacks. So whenever you sprinted, it used up the entire bar. So if you sprinted and then got caught in battle, you wouldn't be able to attack. I'm so glad they got rid of that. You don't look like you're here for training. Information regarding a suspicious individual compiled by Rosalind of the Wood Whalers. A shadowy figure. Understood. I'll pass word to the recruits as well as the sentries. Let me just make my mark. There, that should do. If you follow the road south, you'll find Bernard by the bridge to the Bent Branch. Bent Branch. Godspeed, adventurer. Boop. Pichoo! Hoist, I really wish there was more crossings to this damn river. I might go back to Gridania shortly, because I hit level 15, and I'm actually now level 16, I unlocked the next Lancer quest. You have business with me, adventurer? Rosalind is right to be cautious. For this stranger to venture so close, yet go to such great lengths to remain undetected, is highly suspicious. They clearly have designs on Bent Branch. We appreciate the help. I should write my name here, yes? And here, take it. You'll find Aelgar in the stables, past Aetheryte. Sus. Oh wait, I got new shoes. Yes. Actually, let me just you need to go into my inventory so you're not part of the problem here. So this item was something I got out of the mail. It does increase XP earned from when you're level 10 and below. But I'm no longer level 10 and below, so it can go out of my inventory. Because what this is, it helps level 25 or below. My current headgear. Mind the birds, adventurer. They get nervous around strangers. What's this? A shadowy stranger near the matron's leaf. You've already shown this to Bernard and Elmar, I see. Good, good. Then all that's left is inform the staff here. Not everyone here is a wood whaler, true, but even our sable boys wouldn't hesitate to take up arms to defend those chocobos. So that mission was called Threat Level Elevated. Migrant Marauders. Aelgar would like to impose upon the kindness of an adventurer. You're quite the compassionate adventurer by the sound of it. Well, far be it from me to look a gift chocobo in the mouth. I have need of a capable woman like yourself. We received a peddler at the gates the other day, an excitable Lullafell that was sweating and swearing that he had been attacked by large winged beasts. Yet, other than hornets, I know of no flying creatures in this region. If there's any truth to what he said, it might prove problematic for other travelers. Follow the road south and see if you can find any evidence to support his claim. And should you find something, kindly tell Lothair to patrol his area sometime, instead of just standing beneath the spire and staring at the goddamn road. In those words. There's plenty of flying beasties in this area. When you go to over here, there's several beasties that fly, and there's buzzards around here. I just realized we're past level 15, so I should go over here and speak with the smith, because if I complete some training exercises, they will give me some pretty good gear. Achoo! I might as well... You're okay with me doing some missions while I'm here, right? Because I would like to do some missions while I'm here. To the west of here, you'll find the Tamtara Deepcroft. To the east, the Mirror Planks. Both fall under the Wood Whaler's jurisdiction, so be sure to comport yourself respectfully should you pay either site a visit. Finia. If ye break faith. Finia has a work for a meddlesome adventurer. Another goddamn adventurer desperate to stick her nose in everyone's business, is it? Then seek out the groundskeeper of the Tamtara Deepcroft. You'll find him in a cat shack just outside the entrance, as the hermit is all too happy to live close to his work. When last I patrolled that area, I could hear him swearing inside his shack from the road. I know not what vexes the man, but I suspect he'll welcome your presence more than I. That was mean. Let's see. There we are. Vulture egg. There are vultures. Maybe I'm misremembering and they're in a different zone. There are some in the shroud, though. And they're angry. No, you stop that. Angry birds? In my game? It's more likely than you'd think. A northern vulture? 2? And they were defending a nest? Well, perhaps we could omit that last detail from any official reports. I would rather not give Aelgar any further cause to be cross. Thank you for slaying the beasts. You may rest assured that I will not permit this to happen again. Sir, it was within eyeshot of you. A hearer is often late. Also, I was AFK, but the chocobo's on from the chocobo's mouth. Lothair, a guard at Galvanth's Spire, wants you to visit the headstree. I have another task for you, adventurer. I need you to find the headstree to the southwest of here and speak with Hearer Leone. After tending the headstree, the Hearer was scheduled to board a boat from the Mirror Planks. Well, the vessel's departure time has come and gone, but there is still no sign of her. Knowing how absorbed the Hearer becomes in her work, I am not unduly concerned. Armel, however, was responsible for organizing Leonie's transportation and is likely wondering if her wayward passenger is ever going to arrive. Perhaps a gentle reminder is in order? Yeah. Let's go bother people. I like these quests, because you get to learn more about the area. Also, that sweet, sweet experience points. Hello. After a bit of work, are you? I have a task what needs doing. Take these Nemea lilies and leave them at the top of each barrow. You've doubtless seen the bones returned to life by foul magics, shambling around and harassing their surviving comrades. It hurts me soul to see it, adventurer. I cannot abide such blasphemy. 'Tis me hope that these lilies soothe their spirits and help them return to the matron's bosom. See me when you've finished. Yeah, I don't mind putting down some stuff. Although this does mean I'm gonna have to fight some spooky mans. Could you not? I'm kind of in the middle of something. Aw, I should be able to. I'm tiny. I should be able to go in here. Bouquets such as these are oft used as offerings to the dead. Part of the problem with having my thing arranged to be more towards Momo's viewpoint is that sometimes we clip through the train. I am not small enough to fit, apparently, even though I could have another Momo on my shoulders and still be able to walk in with several inches remaining. But you know, MBD. Now let's keep getting distracted. So that's North Shroud. So I'm in Central. Okay, so I do have to, before I leave this part of the Shroud, I do need to seek out those piggies from my hunting list and kill them, so I can be done with this area. Yeah, this glowing circle of doom is never a good thing. It always means that it's gonna summon beasties of some sort. Go to sleep. There. That's better. I'm glad I don't live in a universe where this sort of stuff can happen. That would be deeply disturbing. You've done holy work this eve, lass. I cannot fathom what could drive the dead to rise up and seek to do us harm, but I pray that this helps put an end to it. May the matron watch over and keep you safe. Thank you, sir. Now let's go do other stuff. I know that these guys don't look much of anything like but I see these dudes and the Ochus, which are the chunky version, and I just think, feed me, Seymour. This is a pretty tree. Yes, what troubles you, my dear? Ah, yes, the boat. I'd quite forgotten. Oh, my task with the hedge tree is well and finished, but the elementals murmur of a malevolent presence in the vicinity of the Tamtara Deepcroft. I must abide a while longer, that I might better divine the source of the elemental's distress. Please inform Armel that I shall be late in arriving. Does it have to be human? Does it have to be my... Thank you, Brian. I think I watched the movie version of that at too young of an age because my dad rented it from the movie store in town. Little Shop is one of my all-time faves. It good. Oh, there's a person over here to accept a mission from. I might as well do that. Ooh. Get to eat some more foods. And you know what? While we're here, let's do some murder. Scores of Dynamites have crawled from their nest holes and have gathered near Galvan's spire to search for mates. Join forces with the local wood whalers guard and see the Vilekin die spouseless. I did too. That was the first musical I ever saw, was the movie version of Little Shop. It's very iconic. That one, I forget the name of the actor who plays, you know, the main fella, but he was in so much stuff in that era. And he's a pretty good actor. Let's see. No, you get back here. Or not. I guess there's another BC I can just kill right here. But it seems to me like that movie was from what I've been told about the actual musical, I was like, it's a pretty friggin' faithful adaptation. Rick Moranis. Yes, that was his name. I couldn't remember. I remembered his last name that started with an M, but that was as much as I could remember. Hi, Naracon. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for popping in. I'm just kind of slowly doing stuff in this game. Part of why I can words. I am implementing Final Fantasy Fridays so I can make some progress, hopefully, on this little playthrough. And hey, I'm finally level 17. Slimy Hollows. Phinia, a guard at Galvan's spire, seeks a willing volunteer to deal with a slug problem. You must be desperate for work indeed if you would speak with me a second time. Either that or you never learned to leave well enough alone. But if you're so bloody eager, then there's another job for you. Head on over to the hedge tree and clear out some nests of saprophagus slugs. I'm gonna give me other buddies some view love for a little bit. That's good, Brian. I appreciate you popping in. Anybody, like, here's the thing. I will never begrudge folks for doing other streams. I know there's a ton of wonderful folks streaming tonight, so if you gotta go see other folks, that's perfectly fine. I appreciate your presence forever, for however long you're here. All you need to do is sprinkle some of this flat ale on the ground where you find the moist depressions. You should soon be up to your armpits in slugs. Don't let any of the buggers slither away, and make sure that you find and clear out all 3 nests. Okay. Now let's see. The hoglets are in green tier, which... where? Over here. Let me just leave myself a note to go over here at some point later. Oh, so this Sunday, it's gonna... so... depending... Sunday moving forward is gonna be for whatever... Excuse you, I was in the middle of something. Sunday is gonna be for whatever I feel like playing. So I haven't given it a defined name, because it is gonna be Silly Sundays for silly games, Serene Sundays for chill games, and periodically Spooky Sundays for spooky games. And I was thinking about playing more crime scene cleaner this Sunday. Let's see. Having been left uncovered for a few days, this cheap ale port brew has lost all of its bubbles. A squelching sound reaches your ears. Ugh. But look how big this guy is in comparison to Cal. Or not Cal, Momo. He's a biggin. Moist depression. AKA me after I get rained on. Or my mood after I get rained on, I suppose. There we go. So next Friday, I'm not going to be able to do Final Fantasy, because they asked me to work. I usually work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, but they asked me next Friday to work 11 to 9. So no stream for me Friday, but I'll try to do Wednesday as usual with the dudes. Not sure what we have planned yet. I think that's still in progress. As we're still trying to figure out what game is going to be our next, like, big game in the way... Oh, I'm not fucking with that. Help prevent the spread of leaf bleed, a sickness causing the death of local foliage, by slaying Matagaigai, an overgrown land trap known to carry the bane. I really don't like doing these little... I bet I could survive, and I bet it wouldn't even be that bad. But I don't feel like it. Yeah, I'd probably be fine, especially because I'm level 17 and that was a level 13. But, Dire Knights don't know when to stay out of the conversation. I do look forward to when I get to unlock glamours. I'm wondering what to put my potato in. I sort of want, because I have had the outfit for Keldred established for many years now, but I wonder what our main glam for my potato should be. It's gotta be something cute. Judging by the looks of you, no slug escaped unscathed. Unharmed, rather. I don't suppose you've had the faintest notion of what the Tamtara Deepcroft is, do you? It's the final resting place of those who perished during the calamity. The slugs you so handily dispatched were feeding on the flowers we had laid there in remembrance of the fallen. The monsters multiply, and food grows scarce. Perhaps there was naught else for them to feed on, but to see those wreaths disturbed thus was more than I could bear. And now I've said too much. Here, take your reward and leave me be. That's fair, ma'am. Even the grumpiest Gusses have a reason for being grumpy. Let's go ahead and... I'm gonna go up there in a little bit. But let's first go over here and do the actual missions. Ooh! You're on my hunting log. Welcome to die. You stop that. The hunting log, the reason I really want to complete it is, it gives you a nice, completing each little level, like, killing 3 of these little guys will give me a nice little bump of experience. And once I complete the entire page, so to speak, it will give me a nice good one. Emily, Armel. You bear a message from Hero Leone? An evil presence in the Deep Croft. That does sound grave indeed. I shall organize a vessel for a later time then. Perhaps a bell from now? 2? Better make it 3, just to be safe. Thank you for your trouble. Is this better than I already have? No, it's literally exactly the same. Armel, a local at the Mirror Planks, wishes you to salvage cargo from a wreckage on the road. Might you assist me with another matter, milady? A wagon that departed from Quarry Mill was overturned on the road when some large, ill-tempered forest beast chose that moment to defend its territory. By Nofika's grace, the driver escaped without serious injury, but the wagon's cargo was not so fortunate. With none willing to risk another encounter with the creature, I can only assume the goods remain strewn across the ground where the incident occurred. Simply follow the road here to the south and you should come across the wreckage. Salvage what cargo you can and deliver to Keitha at the Bent Branch Meadows, if you would be so kind. So that mission will thankfully bring me back up north here. So before I do that, let's do these missions. Walking the Planks. Walthioff, a local at the Mirror Planks, wants you to help deliver goods that have been unloaded at the pier. Ah, perfect! You're just in time to help deliver some goods that arrived not moments ago. Allow me to double-check my manifest. Now listen carefully. Take the pseudo plate mail to Deranmert. He's the guard you see right over there. The Muntoy beans belong to Kylie, and the smoked crayfish balls to my friend Bertha here. That's it for this load. A strapping adventurer like you should barely work up a sweat, am I right? The cargo you're looking for hasn't moved since they unloaded it at the end of the pier. Much obliged. Favor for the fisherwoman. Bertha, a local at the Mirror Planks, is looking for someone to retrieve her fishing rod from the Lilystone. You seem a capable sort. Would you mind running over to Lilystone and retrieving my favorite fishing rod for me? I was happily dropping a line in the water, you see, when I suddenly noticed some ghostly sphere of fire bearing down upon me from behind. In a blind panic, I twisted around and flung my rod at the apparition before fleeing back here to the planks. I dimly remember the rod passing straight through those unnatural flames and hitting the side of the tent I'd set up for afternoon naps. It's probably still there, but I can't bring myself to... You'll go in my stead? Oh, thank you. Muntoy beans. That's a lot of crayfish balls. That was a crate of crayfish balls. Actually, no, that makes sense. Crayfish balls are used for fishing. And that's going to the fisher. Never mind. That makes so much more sense. I thought they were for eating. I totally forgot what area we were in. 1, 2, 3? No, this won't do it all. I'm sure I heard Walthioff mention the shipment had fishing bait delivered to the Mirror Planks. I was right. Smoked crayfish balls. Oh, why, thank you so very much. It would have been a short afternoon of fishing if this bait hadn't arrived. Wee Spirit Lady, please fight this giant forest beast that many have fled from. You have something for me? An unblemished suit of steel plate armor delivered to the Mirror Planks. Oof, what is... Ah, my new plate mail. And what would a wood whaler want with metal armor, you ask? Let's just say that after a number of engagements with Garlean heavy infantry, my mind has been open to the protection such steel encasements can provide. To be fair, that fella is a lancer, and lancers do use metal armor. Hello, friendo. They should be here by now. Dried Muntoy beans delivered to the Mirror Planks. Are these the Muntoy beans? Praise the matron. It's my job to pick up provisions from the pier and deliver them to the settlements in the area, but I couldn't leave without these beans. Now I can finish loading up my cart and be on my way. Thank you for your help. All done then? Excellent work, Swift and Shore. Adventurers are such handy individuals to have around. If we leave cargo piled up at the pier, the next crew has no room to unload their shipment, you see. It can be backbreaking work, but someone has to do it. Oh hey, he's got another one. Lothiop, a resident of the Mirrorplex, is seeking someone to assist him in his work. Sting in a bottle. Praise the matron. Beans! Beans! What the whuck? Can I interest you in another job? This one will ask a little more of your skills, I promise. What I need is for you to swat some of those hornet swarms you see buzzing around the place and collect their husks. Around 4 bags worth should be enough. What am I gonna do with a pile of dead falcon? Well, the sooner you give them to me, the sooner you'll find out. Yeah, they asked me to do a murder, my favorite thing. I'm gonna have to go a little further afield to get some of these. There aren't a ton of these hornet swarms right here. Well, that's alright. I gotta go over here anyway. And one last one. It is the Purple Circle O' Doom, which I gotta admit, this is a pretty cool effect. I'm not sure if it's easy for y'all to see because I know that my screen is smaller. You're not full screen, but this sort of rippling effect is really cool looking to me. Lumber Toad, why did you, sir? What do you want with luggage? Naw, poor sad thing. Okay. Well, let's go. Oh yeah, the Lily Stone is this little fishing area. This is what, from an autistic's point of view, the perfume section of a mall looks like. You know what? Like a mall or like walking too close to a Lush. Just start hearing boss music. Riku, thank you so much for popping in. Where? I was at Lush for the first time yesterday. Scary place, scary place. See, Lush products are, I think, pretty good. Like, they do some pretty incredible stuff for my hair and my face. But entering a Lush is the smell equivalent of like 60 different radio stations playing at the same time. I can smell sounds. Accurate. I'll play catch up tomorrow. No worries. Yeah. My roommate really likes it. They always have a lot of Lush products. I just haven't gone to a Lush in a long time. That requires leaving the house, and these days I usually only leave the house for work. Hello. Have some dead bees. You have the husks? Good, good. Hand them over then. The carcasses of common hornets. The stingers are still intact. Ah, these are perfect. How they didn't sting you too terribly. No, all we do is take some bottles of liquor and squeeze these beauties inside like so. And there we have it. A fresh batch of my special sting brew. The Rangers of Bent Branch Meadows put in an order for a bottle quite some time ago, but gathering these husks is always such a chore. Speaking of chores, would you mind taking this to them as soon as you're able? The lass you're after goes by the name of Margot. Give her the sting brew, along with my regards. Oh, and, apologize for the delay, would you? We aren't keeping the dead bees for Kit? Apparently not. I must play with my children, Cloud and Sephi. That's completely valid. Riku, if you ever want some halfway decent fanfic, let me know. Like, it is not Rebirth specific, but I have a handful of fic that are actually really good. There's one fic that I have to recommend. It is called The Fifth Act. And it's a time travel fix-it of sorts, where Cloud gets yeeted back to, like, pre-Crisis Core. And it is one of the best done fanfics I've ever read. And it's not a romance one. The only relationships that exist in it is Aerith and Zack, and that's canon. So, yeah, if you Google The Fifth Act Final Fantasy VII, it should pull up. It's very, very good. Yeah. Did you find my fishing rod? The 12 only know how many fish have been caught with this antique rod. Yes, this is it. Thank Nofika you came along. I just can't fish with anything else. The Vilekins and such around here pose no threat to me, but those flames. I've never seen the like. I wonder if I will ever build up the courage to fish at Lilystone again. Oh, Jesus! It's got better stats, so I'm gonna wear it, but I don't feel comfortable with having her wear this. Why her belly out? Why is there the illusion of titties? I'm a potato. I don't got tits. It's actually a point of hilarity to me personally, because there is potato bikini. There is a boob slider for the Lalafell. And you can slide it up and down, but it really doesn't do anything. It looks very silly. Yeah. I would like to go kill some boars while I'm in this area. Never a fan of armor that is like that, nor am I. That's actually kind of why I hate the first set of Dragoon armor you get. Like, job armor, which is, like, armor you get special. The tummy is exposed. You know, the stomach. With all the soft organs, the one that if you get stabbed at, it's bye-bye forever. It's so stupid, and it bothers me so much. Because it's not really exposed for the dudes, it's just for the ladies. And it's like, don't even try to pretend there is any logic there aside from her sexy. I'm pretty sure this is the area where the boars are. Maybe more over here. There we go. Hello. Sorry, I need bacon. that ought to be it. Yep. Oh, yeah, I see. The character that you shared with me. Like, why? Just, you know what? I can put up with stupid, sexy midriff so long as it is equal opportunity. That's kind of why I always found Luke from Tales of the Abyss to be so funny. He's just a noble child. He's just a noble, like, 16, 17-year-old running around with with his stomach showing. It's so stupid. It just makes me laugh. They let their son go out like that. His belly button must be free. Yeah, if it's covered up, he starts having common sense. We can't have that. It's a Tales game. The main protagonist has to be a dumbass. See, Tales was my Abyss was my first Tales game, so I'm always gonna love it. It's not the best, but nostalgia is a hell of a drug. You have a delivery for me? Though the crate is splintered in several places, it does appear that its contents were It does not appear that its contents were damaged in the fall. Ah, this is the shipment I was waiting on from Quarry Mill. I heard the wagon ran afoul of some great monstrosity just up the path from the mirror planks, but I see you've managed to scrape together a few bits and pieces. Seems I can't get through 2 bells these days without hearing some new tale of horrors in the Deepcroft or bandit cutthroats prowling the woods hereabouts. Makes me wonder if my chocobos are safe at night, it does. If we're ever in need of adventurous skills, I hope you'll be around to lend a hand. We are 18. Disembowel. I do love that for an ability name. Look at that. No, oh please God, no, Leia's egg! Mama, you must help me. I stepped out of the stables for but a moment, and when I returned, it was gone. What was gone? An egg? Sorry? You are sure the chocobos will lay another? God, you do not understand. The egg is extremely valuable. I must find it. Though when I played WoW last year, I had a Tauren, yeah, the bullfolks, paladin, and for like some 55 levels, I did not have pants. I couldn't find any, and so I just kept my little cow part loincloth up until endgame. I was a huge male bull dude. So fun fact, I might be able to still find these screenshots, but when I first went through the end dungeon for A Realm Reborn, or the end battles, the best armor I could find for Keldred, my original Lala, was a Subligar, aka metal underwear. So I feel you. Your plate and everything else. So was Keldred. I've got to find those screenshots because it was ludicrous. It was a lot harder to get gear back then because this was years ago. Yeah, Kel was running around in metal panties basically the whole time. It was so stupid. Leia's legacy. Lucala at Bent Branch Meadows seeks your assistance in finding a lost chocobo egg. You will help me, won't you, Momo? Oh, thank you, thank you. Someone must have made off with it. There can be no other explanation. I shall scour every elm of the stable once more just to be sure. While I do so, I should be very grateful if you would ask the others if they noticed anything unusual. And let's go turn in this sting brew to this person. Oop! I just got an ad warning. That's going to be about 5 minutes. In about 5 minutes, rather. Yes, I am Margot. How may I... A potent liquor created through the fermentation of hornet carcasses. Listen, as somebody who has made her own mead, I can tell you right now that stuff does not ferment in the 5 minutes it took me to walk over here. Fermentation takes at least a few weeks. Ah, the sting brew, at last. I'm aware of what must be done to acquire this, and am most grateful to you. Few folk are willing to run towards a swarm of wrathful hornets. Ordinarily, this liquor is drunk for the unique and not altogether unpleasant stinging sensation it causes someone's tongue. It is, however, also an indispensable tool for repelling insects. We sprinkle it over the fields where the gizzle-greens are planted. Thanks to you, the crops will be untouched by pests this year. I hope one of our well-fed chocobos can return the favor by serving you as a mount someday. I love mead. I really wanted. Okay, sometime soon, maybe when the weather's a little bit warmer, I'm gonna start a new couple of batches of mead. Right now, it's so cold in the house and in general that if I were to try to start a couple new batches, I think the fermentation would stall because the ambient temperature in the house is just too cold for it. Once it gets a little bit warmer. They don't even drink it, they just use it like DEET. You know what? I respect that. I've actually still got some of my old meat around the house, but it didn't turn out well. I think something got into it. It doesn't taste right. It's not bacteria, but it's. I don't think I sanitized things properly. Or actually, what I actually think happened is I had left the spices in there too long, and there might be some mold. Either way, it doesn't taste right, so I haven't drunk any of it in a couple years. See anyone acting suspicious? I most certainly did, lass. A man it was, running off towards the Tamtara Deepcroft. You say an egg was took? Then I'd say that was your culprit. But why would anyone pinch a chocobo egg? Without the proper learning, it's damn near impossible to get one to hatch. Botulism. I don't think it's botulism because it doesn't smell like that. And I'm not even sure it was mold, but either way, I don't think it was mold. I think it was just something that made it taste bad. Because I've drunk it and I didn't get sick, so I think it's just a matter of it just wasn't a good batch. A chocobo egg has gone missing. Well, let me think. Now that you mention it, chocobos were making quite a racket earlier. So much so, in fact, I ran over to check on them, almost flattening a passing peddler in my haste. I didn't find anything out of the ordinary, though. Could I describe the peddler? Oh, he was an Ellison fellow. Didn't recognize his face. Seemed awfully twitchy. Oh, gods, you don't think he... Why in the hells didn't I accost him? Ah, that sour botulism. I can't explain it. It smells like it will burn my mouth. Yeah, that's fair. So that ad break's gonna hit in about a minute. Sorry about the inconvenience, my dears. Have you seen any odd characters around? Aside from yourself, you mean? Not that I recall. I did see someone calming the birds, but only from a distance. I assumed it was Luke a lot. But if you say he was away from the stables at the time, then who was that with the chocobos? Yeah, I think for my next couple of batches of mead, one plain, one strawberry. I'm not gonna have anything in the mead like I did last time. I'm just gonna make make a ton of strawberry juice, and use that, and then the plain one. This will avoid anything you know, it ought to help avoid some potential problems that I experience with these old ones. There can be no mistake then. The egg was indeed stolen. And from what you've told me, this was no simple robbery. That the culprit should take only Leia's egg and disregard all the rest tells me that we are dealing with someone well versed in chocobo breeding. I'm sorry to say the likely in question is likely to be a citizen of my native Ishgard. Leia, you see, is of the bloodline of Oranos, one of the greatest birds ever to grace an Ishgardian stable. Many a man in my homeland would give his right arm to possess one of Leia's eggs. God, I should have foreseen this. We must give chase at once. Hold your chocobos, Lokalot. If this egg's thief is from Ishgard, like you say, why'd he go running off towards Tamtara Deepcroft? Unless I've got my mental map upside down, that's the opposite direction. Shadowfax. Basically, yes. It's just bird Shadowfax. Well, yes, but he may seek to lay a false trail or... The why of it is not important. Leia's egg is all that matters. Adventurer, I beg of you, hunt the scoundrel down and take back what he stole. Well, at least you ain't planning on chasing after him yourself, wherever he's from. We may work wonders with our birds, Momo, but acts of daring do ain't exactly our field. If you don't mind, we'll leave that end of things to you. With luck, you might catch the thief on the road to Tamtara Deepcroft. But do be careful. We cannot be certain that he's working alone in this. So, fun fact, Orana is a god, if I remember correctly. And Oranos, rather. Orana is what I named Keldred's chocobo, because this is so dumb and convoluted. So... Keldred, my other Lala, is named originally after the fan troll from Homestuck that I had named Kalone Orana, because that was, again, it was a whole Greek thing. It was part of her theme, because Oranos, if I remember correctly, is like one of the associated with tombs. And that was kind of this character's theme, this fan troll's theme. And I mostly just chose Keldred as a name for my Lala, because Kelone the fan troll, who I created, used a spear. Keldred as a version of the name seemed like it worked a little bit better for a Lalafell. And I named the fan troll originally after Keledri of Mindolin, who is a spear-wielding female knight from the Protector of the Small series of books by Tamara Pierce, which I read a lot of as a kid. So, it's all references all the way down. It's a little goofy. Welcome back, y'all. Thank you for putting up with the nonsense with the ad breaks. You don't see me. Kuplo Kopo. Oh, it's a Moogle. Hi, buddy. And an eggy. If I stand in here, does it just, because it's distorting Kuplo, the Moogle, does it also distort my bean? Not really. A little bit. So this is a solo duty. I have caught you at last, you spiteful imp. Now hand over the egg. Care for an egg in this trying time. Yes, we must care for the egg. You can't have it, Kupo. This egg belongs with Lukalot. Who in Halone's bloody fury are you? Ah, those sops at Bent Branch hired themselves an adventurer, did they? Yet another complication. This farce has gone on long enough. Kill the Moogle and the farmer's hireling and bring me that damn egg. Ah, sweetheart. Meddlesome wretches. Prepare to die. You'll not have Leia's egg, Kupo. Yeah, no offense, but y'all aren't surviving this. You stop that. You might be a Lancer, but you're no Dragoon. Jan Remy Blackheart, huh? She's tougher than she looks. You're damn skippy, I am. You're winning, Kupo. Don't jinx me, Kupo. You'll feel this one, you obstinate cur. Uh-huh. Look out, he's up to something extra nasty. Believe it or not, I can dodge. You did it. Thank you, Kupo. What's that, Kupo? How did it come to be out here? Ah, well, this egg here is Leia's. Leia's a very special chocobo, in case you didn't know. Anyway, I was having a nap in the stables when that nasty fellow crept in and tried to steal it, Kupo. So I snatched it up as quickly as I could and made a run for it. I was planning to take it back to Bent Branch Meadows myself, but it might be safer if you did it. I'm sure Lukalot will be very happy to see you, Kupo. Doo-doo. Got the eggy. Nope, you guys don't see me. I was never here. I'm not gonna lie, I can't wait to get a new set of a different armor top for Momo. This just feels wrong. Maybe Moogles eat choco eggs. Nah, they mostly drink wine and eat Kupo nuts. You actually get to help so in every expansion there's usually 3 of what used to be called beast tribes. Now I think they're just called, like, I don't remember if it's like allied nations or something. They're called something else. Anyway, for this game it is the Ixal, like a peaceful group of Ixal here in Gridania. There's also the Sahagin, a peaceful group of Sahagin in Lunosca, however you say it, near Limsa. And there's a group of what are their names? The lizard folks, like big buff lizard folks, in near Ul'dah. Anyway, in Heavensward, the next expansion, you get to work with some Moogles. So you get to help that group of Moogles do some building stuff. Well, I'm getting EP. Have fun, Shira. Should have a later schedule at some point. Yeah, no trouble. Get good rest. I'm also getting a little EP, so I might sleep sort of soonish. But get good rest. Thank you so much for popping in. And I'll be doing Prime Steam Cleaner on Sunday. Do you have an egg? Is it safe? You must deliver this egg, adventurer. It's our only hope. Ha ha. The reference to Leia. They really have the Americanized, or the American team the localization team has a lot of fun with this stuff. Like the names and descriptions of fates and missions and everything. They do a lot of references and puns. Yes, it has the right coloring, the right weight. It is most definitely Leia's egg. I know not how to thank you. You had me worried for a bit there, Momo. 'Tis good to see you in the egg back safe and sound. So I was correct in my assumption that an Ishgardian was involved, albeit one who did not, in fact, make off with the egg. Well, I could hardly have anticipated the intervention of a Moogle. Bugger me, it couldn't be the same one, could it? Might you have encountered an unlikely savior before, Keitha? Could be I. One of them saved my hide back when the calamity struck. I was in a part of the woods where what we now call the standing courses that day. Seemed like the whole bleeding forest was ablaze, and I couldn't see a yam in front of me for all the smoke. Well nigh given up hope I had. Then, all of a sudden, a Moogle appears out of nowhere, tugs at me smoldering sleeve, and leads me straight to a bit of the wood where the fire hadn't taken hold. And now you know why the business is named Moogle's Gift Mounts. Seems like the least I could do. I'd be dead if it weren't for that plucky little bugger. Incredible. It might well be the Moogle that has stood vigil over us ever since that day. Ha! We'd better get back to work then. Wouldn't want to go letting our guardian angel down now, would we? Momo, you have our thanks. Oh, and I believe Lucalat wants to give you a little something for your troubles. Leia's egg is irreplaceable. I cannot well express to you the depths of my gratitude. And yet I find that I am still troubled. While this whole regrettable episode unfolded, I bore witness to a sight that greatly concerned me. Ooh boy. Here approaches the plot. Dread is in the air. Lucalat appears to be in need of assistance. My thanks for your kindness earlier. I hate to impose again, but I have need of your assistance in another matter. One of grave import, I fear. Of late, I've noticed that Ixali dirigibles have been appearing over the Twelveswood with increasing regularity. Their frequency, however, does not bother me so much as where they choose to fly. The patch of sky directly above the Guardian Tree. The tree is a sacred site, or so I was given to believe when I first came to Gridania, and thus I naturally assumed that the elementals would not suffer the Ixal to profane it. Yet the birdmen have been coming and going as they please, with nary a sign of protest from the guardians of the Twelveswood. And it was that which set me to thinking. Ever since the appearance of the much-talked-about suspicious individual, many and more strange things have been occurring in the forest. Could it be that he did something to the elementals? In case it proved useful, I've committed the details of my sightings to parchment, and would ask that you deliver the document to Mother Mione. Please make all haste. I have an irrepressible feeling that something terrible is going to happen. Alright. Well, let's head back to Gridania, because apart from doing this with Mother Mione, I also need to grab the next Lancing quest. Lancer quest, rather. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that, got distracted, as is my wont. Well, first, I'm gonna go get that Lancer's quest. Boop. Hello, Ywain. A dangerous proposition. Guildmaster Ywain urgently needs you to travel to the East Shroud in his stead. Ah, Momo, you come at a good time. I urgently require your help. Scarcely a bell ago, our old friend Folcus paid us another visit, seemingly intent upon reprising the performance he gave on the day of your first meeting. As on that occasion, he raved till the air was thick with slanders, declaring every soul who met his gaze more craven than the last. This time, however, not all ears were as deaf to his myriad provocations. It seems one of our younger members took offense at his words and demanded satisfaction of the rogue. The two have since departed to duel in the East Shroud. Had I been on hand, I would have forbidden such folly and rebuked the lad for letting pride cloud his judgment. Alas, I learned of it too late, and the boy is gone. All we can do now is ensure that the hot-headed fool does not come to lasting harm. I would have departed in pursuit of the pair ere you came, but my duties keep me here. This is why I turn to you now, Momo. Pray go to the East Shroud in my stead and watch over our comrade. Well, I'm gonna have to go back to the East Shroud anyway for at least one quest, so... It raining! Alright, let's go do stuff with Mother Mione. I'm also getting a bit eepy. I think I'll wrap up a couple of missions and maybe... Will the smith let me do your stuff yet? Well, well. The mantle of adventurer does not drape so awkwardly from your shoulders as it once did. But while questing alone certainly brings its own rewards, you haven't truly adventured until you've delved into some darkened dungeon, stalwart comrades at your side. Ancient ruins, echoing caverns, and all manner of deadly places lie hidden across the realm, and these are best conquered in the company of trustworthy allies. And such advice holds true for many a formidable foe that would crush a solitary adventurer. How one fights in the party, however, is often drastically different from how one fights alone. Thus did we construct the Hall of the Novice, where we endeavored to prepare you for these differences. The hall can be found just north of Aleport, in western Lenosia. Within its halls, we offer burgeoning heroes a bevy of training exercises. Step into the flames, my friend, and forge the skills you shall need for the morrow. Yeah! Okay, good. I'm gonna do these before we get done tonight. Because, so this is a series of basically trainings. It is super basic. It sort of teaches you how to fight, how to dodge, etc. And with every one of these you complete, it gives you actually a really good set of gear. This is better than the gear I have right now. I'm gonna do these real quick. Because this is really good gear. And once you complete all of them, you also get a ring that gives you more experience points. I'm not turning that up. For this exercise, you'll be learning avoidance. An enemy often tips his hand before a big attack, and your best defense is to skip out of the way. You pass the exercise once I've decided you've learned this lesson. Everything is clear, I trust. Say the word when you're ready to begin. By the way, this is how the outfit I get looks. Yeah! So there's 3 sets of these exercises. There's one for a DPS, one for a healer, and one for a tank. Watch your opponent's movement carefully. When you see an attack coming, move out of the strike zone. Hello! So basically, this is teaching you to stay out of the bad. Now it's my turn. I'll teach you to not ignore a ranged opponent. show me you can avoid both at once. Hey! Fuck off. Okay, this... Oof. So Home Gang, that's a warrior ability. It ties the characters to each other. Lipsilla. Yeah, I did it. Nicely done. Learning to avoid the obvious attacks is a skill all adventurers need. Those who insist on standing still won't long survive the profession. And speaking of survival, perfecting each of my lessons will earn you a piece of armor to aid you in your chosen role. Should you feel so inclined, repeat the same lesson with the other masters that they may reward you with equipment tailored towards their fields of experience. Here is your prize for completing the exercise. But remember, the real prize is the lesson you've learned. I'm still gonna count the item as the gloves as the real prize. Wait, what did he say? According to my records, you have yet to fully complete your training. You are under no obligation to finish the final exercise, of course, but there is much to gain and not to be lost in the attempt. Time to do the next one, where I will get some boots. Hello. When it comes to your place in a party, you are the sharp end of the spear. Literally, I'm a lancer. Simply put, your role is to inflict as much damage as possible while keeping your own skin intact. I'm sorry, look at where Momo's eyes are. She cannot see anything. As such, you cannot just attack whichever enemy you please. If you strike a foe other than one controlled by your ally, then you risk becoming the target of deadly aggression. Don't pull if you're not the tank. As you might have guessed, the purpose of this exercise is to teach cooperation. Your ally will hold the enemy's attention. It is your job to take the foe down. Work with your allies to defeat the enemy, and we can move on to the next training exercise. Everything is clear, I trust? Say the word when you are ready to begin. Yes. Okay, let's go punch a man's. Now here's a hint about enemy facing. Your opponent will have a harder time avoiding blows from flanks or from behind. There are also certain techniques that perform better when executed from such positions. Bravo! And this concludes the exercise. Come get your reward. Did you mark the sturdiness of your ally taking the enemy's hits? Coordinating efforts with a heavily armored defender will allow you to fight to your fullest. Here's your prize for completing this exercise, but remember, the real prize is the lesson you've learned. And the next one. Because I'm excited. Once I complete this, I'm no longer going to have an exposed tummy. For this exercise, you will be fighting multiple opponents. The key to victory is coordination with your comrades. Each foe will fall all the swifter under a focused assault. Work with your allies to defeat the enemy. Sorry about that. Yep. If I hit an enemy that is not the focus of my other character's attacks, in this one I lose. Start a fight with the staff waver. Such foes are often the most dangerous, but the least robust. There we go. And the fist fighter, because they're a DPS, and it should always be healer and or fire or magic user. Then DPS, then tank. This concludes the exercise. Yeah! Coordination is the key to conquering foes swiftly and safely. Work well with your allies, and the efficacy of your armor needs not be tested. Here is your prize for completing the exercise, but remember, the real prize is a lesson you've learned. I think 3 or 4 of these left. Do you remember the lesson where I had you evading enemy attacks? This exercise will put that training to the test. You must needs plan your strikes around some fancy footwork. Work with your allies to defeat the enemy, and we can move on to the next training exercise. Yep. Engage the X-Wielder, but keep an eye out for counterattacks. If you allow yourself to be hit 5 times, we will start this exercise again from the beginning. And by hit, in this case, they do mean hit with the AoE. Come on. There we go. So this is... I don't know. I really like this training. I think it's this is I say relatively new. It's been out for like 6 years, but to me it's new. Not new, but new-ish. Neatly done. Breaking off attacks to save your skin is always the widest course. Though it may sometimes be a frustrating dance, it is better to dodge than to be sprawled in the dust. Handle. This exercise will teach you how to deal with enemy reinforcements. As the battle progresses, new foes will appear on the field. The sudden arrivals will target your weakest comrades, so you must be quick to eliminate them. Work Work with your allies to defeat the enemy. Sorry. I guess I'm more tired than I realized. But I do want to complete this, and if nothing else, turn in the mission to Mother Mione, because we're going to be unlocking the first dungeon of the game, Tamtara Deepcroft, very shortly. That is not something I want to do tonight, because I have work in the morning. If I weren't working, I would absolutely do it, but yeah. This is a lesson in getting rid of the ads. There we go. A fine performance. A party is doomed without a source of restoration. When reinforcements threaten your healer, it is time to spring into action. Here is your lesson. Here's your prize, which in this case is just experience points. Then we finally get the top to this outfit, which I want to equip all at once, so I'm refraining from doing so until I have all the pieces. Let us proceed directly to the briefing. In this exercise, you will learn to manipulate the battlefield. During the battle, enemies will pour forth from the rear gate. New foes will continue to flood in whilst this portal remains open. You must operate the lever that closes the gate, or your party will be overwhelmed. Work with your allies to defeat the enemy, and we can move on to the next training exercise. Yep. Yep. This is such a clever way of helping folks learn this stuff before they go into their first dungeon, because it's available once you hit level 15 or maybe 17. I don't remember. Either way, I'm really impressed by this. I think it's super clever, because this is around the level 15 or so where you're gonna start unlocking your first dungeon, and it's smart. Oh, the gate has opened. These little dudes are so cute. Look at him. I'm sorry I have to kill him. I missed that. Act quickly to neutralize an enemy's advantage, or be prepared to suffer through a difficult fight. Here's your prize. Now with that, I think I have all of the main pieces, so let's get changed. This is a much better look for our potato. I really wouldn't mind this being like her main outfit, but I would want to dye it to be like a warmer color, because that would suit her better. Like a light or dark brown, maybe. You cannot dye this set of armor, but maybe a different version. According to my records, you have yet... Oh, never mind. This, I think... Yes, this is the final exercise because you get the ring. This ring ups your experience points. Hello! You've arrived at the mountain's peak, the final exercise. As the culmination of your training, all the skills that you acquired will be put to the test. Put your lessons into practice and you'll do just fine. Say the word when you're ready to begin. Hey look sir, we match! Even though, see, dudes get actual pants, I get a skirt. Like, the icon looks like pants, but no, Momo gets a shirt, or a skirt. Oh well, it's actually cute, but I still think it's a little dumb. We should at least get leggings. You're prepared to commence training then? Yes. Our big bad enemy. Let's begin with the basics, shall we? Pay attention to the enemies facing and stay out of harm's way. Look at him! I love the dodos. He's so stupid, look at him. I love him. He's twice my size. Watch out for the jackal. Hello! Hello, Bumper. So this is what Lanoska, however you say it, that's what this place looks like. Because, I guess they just didn't update the background for this little exercise because this is where the physical Novices Hall is in-game. It's like right around, it's here. This is that building right there. Because this here is Aleport. It's one of the cities. Remember to coordinate attacks with your foes. Or your friends, rather. These little guys are so cute. Look at them. Why do they gotta be so cute, though? I'm mad about it. Look at him. Look at him mad little face. It's a baby. We're killing a baby. And a Goobo. Hello. The most cutest and the most baby of all. Goobos, who sometimes canonically eat Lalafels. One of the strangest and most fun designs in this entire game. So he's got moss and plants growing on him, by the way. Bravo, and this concludes the exercise. You've proven yourself a novice no longer. Pray accept this prize to commemorate your achievements. It is the brand new ring. Increase experience earned by 30% when level 30 and below. Very good ring. And now that I have done all of this, all of these things I'm wearing, they are Disciple of War. So regardless, I mean, these ones are more aimed towards DPS, But either way, this set can be used for any other classes I get. Now let's turn in this thing to Mother Mione. Hello there, Momo. Word of your tireless efforts in Bentbench Meadows has reached my ears. The folk there have naught but the highest praise for you. You certainly have a knack for making Mother proud. Keep up the good work, you hear? A letter from Loqualot. A sealed envelope entrusted to you by Bentbranch Meadows Chocobo Keep, Loqualot. I haven't the slightest inkling what this could be about. No, I don't want to update Java right now. I don't want to update Java right this second anyway. Gods be good. I have a mission for you, Momo. Suffice to say, it is urgent. I fear it may also prove dangerous, however, so you must be prepared. Make what arrangements you can, and report back to me the moment you are ready. I'm ready. Ooh, when I spoke to her just now, I got her generic dialogue instead of the mission dialogue. To guard a guardian. Mione has a mind to assign you a mission of great import. Time is of the essence, so I shall speak plain. Based on Loqualot's observations, the Ixtal have designs on the Guardian Tree, and they mean to act soon. The tree is the oldest living thing in this ancient forest, and it is held sacred by every forest-born Gridanian. Should it come to any harm, the elementals would fly into a rage beyond pacifying. I dread to think of the chaos that would ensue. There isn't much time. We must act quickly. Momo, please see this letter to the hands of Bolin Lewin at the seat of the first bow in Quiver's Hold. Should the need arise, pray put yourself wholly at the man's disposal. I strongly suspect that he will need all the able-bodied souls he can muster. The fate of Gridania hangs in the balance. Go swiftly, Momo. I am gonna turn this in next time. I want to quickly, however... Oh, I can't. Let me first... I hadn't realized that I hadn't even attuned to the Aetheryte in the East Shroud. Let me go ahead and do that real quick. Because I wanted to do this Lancer quest real quick. Oh, unless I can't. Central North. Well, have I attuned to anything in the North Shroud yet? Yes. Okay. In that case, how do I get to East Shroud from here? First, I think I need to get to Central and then go over here. Yes. Okay, well, let's teleport to Bentbranch. And then run to East Shroud. Because I really should grab all of the Aetherites in each area sooner rather than later. I forget I can't just parkour. I mean, I can to a degree, but not to the degree necessary to when the walls of the river are so high. Okay, just cut over here. all the way. Boop. Here we are. We go, Pachoo! The fuck? Oh. Yeah, that was the sound of a micro-chew dying. I was like, why is that so loud? Or not dying, I actually think that was an attack sound. And it just automatically filled out the entire thing, even though I didn't ask for it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Let's go ahead. So, we're not gonna go into this entire upper half of the map. This is mid to high level 40s area. We're not about to fuck around and find out. We're just gonna attune to this aetheryte. This is the domain of the sylphs. The friendly sylphs, later on we'll be able to do beast tribe quests for. And we become friends. Just, you know, not the mean ones. Just unlocking the Chocobo Keep. Like with World of Warcraft, if you hire a Chocobo, that you can just sit back and the Chocobo will bring you to another town if you ask for it. So actually, I think this is a good spot to leave off. Because there is a lev meat thing for me to unlock here, and I've got the Lancer thing, and I will very shortly be unlocking the first dungeon, which is the Tamtara Deepcroft. So I think I actually think this works really well. So yeah. I don't think... Does anyone have any preference on who I raid? Because we've got Luna, who's live with Aura and Aloy, doing Final Fantasy as well. We've got Otterly, who is doing Tales of Fantasia, and Zack and Sonic, who's doing Super Smash Brothers. Ooh, Panther Casey is doing Tales of Graces. I suppose we can raid, Luna 7823. Because looks like she's also doing Lala stuff. Is this the correct? But alrighty, so thank you everybody for popping out tonight. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you for putting up with me being so slow with all of this, but it's been a good time. And yeah, this Sunday we'll have some crime scene cleanup, and then Wednesday with the guys. But thank you again for stopping by. We're gonna go bother Luna, but take care, stay safe. Until I see you folks again, have a good one. Here we go.